Okay, here's my audience. Christina, Alex, and Stephanie. Hello. Sorry. Okay. So, do you ever wonder what happens to your food, or the food that's at the grocery store that doesn't get bought, or food when you're going out to eat, or if you're like me, get doggy bags and then forget them at the restaurant, and but all of that food is gets put in the landfills, and when it goes to the landfills, it adds the volume of landfills for one, and it ends up as a greenhouse gas emissions. The organic materials actually emit methane, which is a big greenhouse gas. Today I wanted to talk to you about food waste, composting, and a local company called Danny's Dumpsters that is local to Asheville that works at reducing waste and renewing resources by doing commercial composting and recycling. First, let's look at the impact globally of the food waste. So according to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, 1/3 of the food that is produced is either lost or wasted every year. That adds up to 1.3 billion tons annually. Food waste amounts to a loss of billion dollars per year for industrialized nations. And like I said before, when it goes into the landfills, it produces methane gas. This is a picture of the food waste when it goes into the landfills and stuff. Next, we're going to look at composting. And what is compost? Compost is when you're breaking down food products and turning them into soil, and that can be used. It's according to the California Department of Resources and Recycling, it's the end product of controlled biological decomposition of organic material. So how is composting beneficial? Well, first, it reduces methane emissions, not going into the landfill, so those emissions aren't released. Another way compost is beneficial is that it can be used once the end product, the soil, can be used as a fertilizer and can reduce or even eliminate the need for chemical fertilizers. Also, it can be used to remediate soils contaminated by hazardous waste, which I thought was really interesting. That was one I learned when I was looking up information for this speech. Now, let's talk about Danny's Dumpster. And actually, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but this picture right here is a picture of the composting bins where they bring the compost to after they pick it up. So this is Danny's Dumpsters, and this is Danny Keaton. He's the owner of the business, and he's a friend of my husband and mine. Him and his wife are a couple that he got the idea of. First, I think he was picking up recycling, and then he saw the need for compost pickup, and he saw that a lot of the businesses were in Asheville be interested in them. So Danny's Dumpsters provides composting and recycling services. They pick up the recycling as well. They pick it up from local businesses. They have about 5 guys working for them that they go around, and my husband's actually one of the guys that works for him. And they go around in the truck in the morning and they pick up bins of compost that the businesses fill up, and then they replace them with empty bins. And once the guys' trucks are full, they take it back to the composting facility where they use a bulldozer, they sift it, and that kind of stuff there. By the time that this is a picture right here of the type of trash bin. That's one of the guys that works for him. And once it's been through the process of the composting at the facility, it gets turned into some really rich, healthy soil. And Danny actually takes the soil and it's available for sale, and he takes it by the truckload, and whoever wants to buy it and use it can do that. So in conclusion, I think that, composting is really important, and the reason I wanted to do this informative topic was because for one reason was that they were close friends. My husband works for them, but also it's a business that maybe not a lot of you have heard about in our local area that does, like they say, reducing waste and renewing resources. So now, if you have any questions.
I have one. Can you tell me where the compost facility is?
Yeah, the compost facility is actually out, it's near I-40. It's kind of behind the soccer fields near Azalea Park in Asheville, kind of near the VA area. I'm not sure how many acres it is, but it's a huge facility where they go and they dump all of the composting materials there and process it. Okay.
What is composting?
They can compost. Now the companies are actually even selling like straws and forks and stuff at certain restaurants that can be composted. Normally they wouldn't, but if it's a special material. Any kind of food scraps they compost, and meats, vegetables, dairy, any of that can be composted. Yeah.
Where does Danny's dumpsters pick up for compost?
They pick up from a lot of restaurants in Asheville. I know Wicked Weed is one of them. They pick up from the Biltmore House, their restaurant at the main house to compost. They pick up there, and there's certain schools that also compost that they can pick up from. All right, thank you for being a great audience.
Thank you.